Hey guys, what is going on? So today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's obsession. To me, obsession is something that you need in order to succeed in whatever it is that you do in life. Anything. We're gonna talk about 3 examples where you need obsession in order to be successful. And these 3 examples are the most important to me, or where the obsession is more relevant or obvious in order to achieve the results. And from there, you can apply those examples to whatever it is that you do. Okay? So, obsession, let's see. I've received some feedback about obsession. Some people saying it's not good, some people saying it's necessary. So I would like to know from you, your opinion, if it's something that you consider is something good or something bad or something necessary or not really. So if you want to leave that in the comments below, that would be great. I really appreciate if you leave some feedback, so I can, maybe learn more from you too. So here are the 3 examples that I'm talking about. Number 1, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna tell you the 3 examples that I'm gonna talk about, and from there you choose if you want to keep watching this video or it's just a waste of time, right? So the 3 examples I'm gonna be talking about are: number 1, bodybuilding; number 2, CEO of a company; and number 3, parents. Being obsessed with being a parent. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1 is bodybuilding example. Okay, and here, bodybuilding, it's a discipline. It has been part of my life for many years now, so that's why I use a lot of examples or compare bodybuilding with other things like business or life in general. And the reason for this is because in bodybuilding, if you take it seriously, like to a pro level, or really a lifestyle, if you make it a lifestyle, it takes a lot of things. Mainly, I would say discipline and obsession. You need to get obsessed with bodybuilding if you're trying, to be a pro or compete or make a living from it as well. Either if it's, just from being ambassador from brands, or just, promoting, or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that you can be doing there. But at the end of the day, the results are the only thing that matters, right? So you need to have this in mind. So going back to the bodybuilding example, in order to succeed, you have to be obsessed with 3 main things, I would say. Well, I would say 4, actually. Number 1, your food, the foods that you consume on a daily basis. Number 2, your training. Number 2 is your training routine. Number 3, I would put there the supplementation, and not because it's something that you need like so, but the discipline to take, for example, all the supplements at the right times of the day, and that you don't forget to take them, or carrying with you. And number 4 is rest. You have to need enough rest so you can repair the damage and grow, and just don't burn out. So with those, if you don't have those 4 things in place, you won't be able to succeed. That's it. That can make the difference between someone that is obsessed and it's staying 100% with these 4 things and taking care of them, and that can take him from being the first place to the second, and or the third or the fourth, or So if you're talking about competing, and again, if it's something like being an ambassador from a brand, or something like that, maybe a clothing brand or a supplement brand, or maybe shoots for a magazine or something like that, it can make the difference if they choose you or someone else, right? So you must have those 4 things in place, and you need to get obsessed, because like in everything else, there's gonna be outside factors that can take you off track. So, and sometimes it's not intentional, but it could be maybe that you have to say no for a while to hanging out with your friends, or partying, or just having certain foods that you love but you can't have, right? All those things are necessary in order to succeed. These are sacrifices that you must be willing to do and be obsessed with it in order to succeed. Okay, so that's example number one, bodybuilding. Now let's go with number two, which is being the CEO of a business or a company. And so this is pretty much the same. You have to be obsessed with your business and being the best, and being the best in your niche, because that's gonna make ultimately the revenue and a successful business. So you must be obsessed again with your follow-ups, with your lead generation, with the customer service, with launching new products, promoting your products, with your marketing strategies, with your even with the training for your personnel. That's also really important. So you must be obsessed with all these areas in your life, in your business, in order to make it successful, right? So as a CEO, you have more responsibilities than anyone else in the company, right? So you must be obsessed and again make sacrifices. What are these sacrifices? I've heard a lot of comments from people saying, for example, that people that get obsessed with their work put aside maybe their family, their friends, and the only thing that they are thinking of is working. They become workaholics. And I know maybe it's not the best scenario, but there's sometimes, I know you have to find some balance between things. But the truth is that if you don't make these sacrifices, you won't make it. You won't be number one, because someone else is willing to make those sacrifices and be number one. So once again, you need to find some balance in your life, but you have to be aware that you will be doing some sacrifices. And that's what separates the best from the rest. The best are willing to do what others are not. It makes sense, right? And it's what we've been talking about this whole time. So if you are willing to do those sacrifices that your competition is not, well, you're gonna be number one, that's for sure. But are you willing to make those sacrifices? That's the question that you should be asking. And put in a balance what's more important to you. And once again, balance is the key here. Yes, you will be making some sacrifices, but it can't be all about your work, for example, because, for example, family, friends, even your own time, the things that you like to do, those are important things that are part of life that you have to take care of. That's for sure. But there's a time and there's a place, and yes, you will be cutting that a little bit because you have to do those sacrifices in order to be number one. That's it. There's no other way, to be honest. So, but there's certain strategies that you can follow to get best results, and so that you don't damage that badly your personal relationships, especially with your family. That's the most important part. So there's a way to make it work, being obsessed with your work, but also give enough time to your family and your loved ones, and do all the other things. Because once again, what's the point of being number one and having, for example, in this case, a successful business and all the money in the world, if you can't enjoy the benefits, which ultimately should be the reason why you are doing what you're doing, right? Not just because you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, or just because of the money, but what's your real why? That's key. That's key there. We're going to talk about that in another video. Your why. Your why is the most important thing that you should be aware of. Okay. Now let's go with our last example. Parents. Being obsessed as a parent is really important. Why? Because well, these are your kids. Their future depends on you, at least for the first, I don't know, 18 years. That's what's gonna define their future as human beings, right? So you want to make the best that you can with them and be obsessed with being the best. But I'm not talking about being overprotective or just being disciplined in the wrong way, like just imposing what you think it's right. Being a parent is a complicated job, to be honest. So doesn't matter how many books you read, or how many magazines and articles and all this stuff you read. The only way to actually learn of this process is by experience. Making mistakes and learning from them. That's the only way. But of course, there's some things that you can do to make those mistakes, to make less mistakes, right? And once again, there are lives that depend on you with this topic. So of course you want to do the best. So you have to be obsessed with that as well. So how do you get obsessed? Being a parent, putting in the time. That's number one. You need to put the time, which takes us back to our second example, right? Of working, being a workaholic, and you may be saying, well, I don't have time and I have to do these sacrifices. Remember, there's a balance. The only thing you have to do is learn how to do that, learn those strategies. So you can be obsessed with more than one thing, but you need to know how to do it and how to manage your time and your priorities. That's really important. So you need to be obsessed with time, with paying attention, and forget about multitasking. I just read a book about multitasking, and it's really interesting. If you want to read it, it's called The Myths of Multitasking by, I think it's David Crenshaw. I don't remember. The last name is Crenshaw. I can't remember the first name. But if you Google it, just The Myths of Multitasking, pay attention to the last name, it's Crenshaw, you'll find it. So it's really interesting. It's not a big book. It's about 120 pages, I think. So it's a fast reading and really interesting, good information, really good value. So you can check it out if you want to. So be obsessed with time, paying attention, no multitasking, actually caring and listening to your kids. Okay, that's really important. A lot of parents don't do that. They think they listen to them, but they actually are not. They're just hearing what they're saying, but they're not trying to understand, because in their mind it's like, well, you're a kid, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a grown man, I'm a grown woman, I know what I'm doing, I've been there before. But remember, when you were there at that stage, it was the same with your parents. And remember that frustration and all those things. Of course, your parents are going to try to do the best for you, but ultimately only you know what's best for you. So this is one of the reasons people don't follow your dreams and get trapped into this 92% of the population that just gets out there, and it's like, study, go to college, get a job from 9 to 5 or whatever it is, try to save money so you can retire miserably, and die. That's it. That's the life scheme. So and that's what 92% of the population are doing. So if you teach your kids there's another way, since they are young, there's going to be a big change, a huge change. But for that, you need to support their dreams and whatever it is that they want to do with their life. But before that, you have to learn first a lot of things about life in order to teach them, right? So fortunately, there's a lot of information. We live in an era where information is at the reach of a click. You can Google, search it in YouTube. There's so many ways, books, ebooks, there's the information is limitless. So it all depends on you, and if you're trying to be a better person, like I've always said, I think one of our life purposes is being better as a person. Every day, be better than you were yesterday. Okay, so that's it, guys. Those are my 3 examples, and I know it's a lot to take. It might be overwhelming and hard to understand how you can be obsessed but be balanced, and these strategies that I'm talking about. So if you're interested in learning more, you can send me an email to coaching@therodsilva.com. I do personal coaching for this type of topics. It's all about mindset, get that obsession, those strategies to be more effective with your tasks, planning, daily motivation, because that's one of the other things that I forgot to mention. Obsession is what's gonna keep you pushing after your motivation is gone. Because let's be honest, we're human beings, we're dealing with emotions every day, and there's a point where you might be having a bad day, and what happens to your motivation? Boop, it drops. And in order to be motivated again, maybe a couple of days, weeks, months, maybe even years. So all that time you're spending not being motivated and not pushing toward your goals is time you won't ever get back. So what you want to do is minimize that wasted time, because it's wasted time at the end of the day. Okay, so when you're obsessed, even if you don't have that motivation, you keep pushing because you're obsessed with the results that you want to achieve and accomplish every day. The goals that you set every day, that's one of the other strategies. You have to set goals every day. You need your big goal, like the big picture, but then you have to, how do you eat a whole elephant? One bit at a time, right? That's the same with goals. You have your big goal, and you have to set daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly as well, so that you can accomplish. Because you might be thinking, well, okay, my goal is to make, let's say, $100,000 per year, right? So how much money would you have to do every month, and how much money would you have to make like every week and every day? And that's the same with everything. Once again, with bodybuilding, okay, I want to let's say increase my strength, so I'm gonna bench press, I don't know, 405 in 1 year, right? What do I have to do? Okay, I have to do these increments every workout. Or the same with dropping weight or gaining weight, or being leaner, adding more quality, getting ready for a competition. When you're getting ready for a competition, you're 12 weeks out. Every week you make changes. You have weekly goals you have to achieve in order to get to your ultimate goal. It's the same with business. Okay, we want this amount of revenue per year. How much do we have to sell each month, each week, each day? How many new customers we need every day? How many new leads we need every day? How many emails we need to send every day? How many, that's how it is. So with all these strategies, I know it's hard to learn, especially you can read all the books you want, but sometimes it's hard to translate it into your own situation. I found out recently that you can read a lot of books, get a lot of information, but what happens? You get overwhelmed with all this information that you don't know how to process correctly. So it's better. That's the importance of having a mentor. That your mentor being outside of the situation, it's easy to see how can you improve every day, or the things that you should be doing every day and keep you accountable, right? It's like the example when you give someone a piece of advice, right? For example, it might be love. You're giving your best friend a piece of advice on love, and hey, you should do this or stop doing that, or this is how you can fix your relationship or improve it. But then you say, hey, the truth is I'm really good at giving advices, but I can't apply it to my own life. I've heard this hundreds of times. I've been there myself, and I know you've been there too. So this is the same thing. You might have all the information you want and you think you understand how it works, but then you can't apply it to your life. So that's why you need some guidance from a mentor or a life coach or a business coach. And the truth is, there's also a lot of guys out there saying, yeah, I'm a business coach, I'm a personal coach, I'm the best out there, but there's no results. So just be careful of that as well, of the person that you're, because at the end of the day, it's your money and your time. Most importantly, your time. So if you're not making results, if you're not making any progress, what's the point? You're just wasting time, and also you're accumulating bad experiences that are gonna make harder your learning curve, right? So if you, I work personally with my clients. I take nationwide clients, so that's why I don't have a lot of open spots or availability. I can only take a handful every time, depending on if they're interested on getting a monthly package or a weekly package is how it gets. I get, you know, the spots released for someone else. So if you're interested in that, if you're trying, or if you're not trying, remember guys, there's, like Yoda says, there's no try, right? You must do, you know, do or do not. There's no try. That's it. If you are thinking, well, I'm gonna try, you're failing by default, because yeah, you're gonna try. No, do it. Be sure that you're gonna do it, and just go for it. Don't doubt yourself, okay? So if you're interested in maybe being more organized, or learning how to be obsessed but having a balanced life, or how to combine all these techniques, planning, being accountable, managing your time, avoiding multitasking and instead using some background tasking, how can you be more effective with your work, with your clients, with your kids, sometimes even with your parents, because I've experienced this myself, and as a only son, it's been hard also sometimes to, you know, deal with my parents, and then we come to a certain age when we sometimes regret, oh, I should have done this before, spend more time with them, or a lot of things, you know. So that's also one of the things that I could help you with if you want to. So if you're interested in learning and improving your life in any area that you can think of, just shoot me an email to coaching@rodsilva.com, and I'll check it personally. And remember, I can only take a handful of people because I don't have a lot of time available. All these coaching sessions are on the phone, because once again, I take nationwide clients. I don't like to limit myself to just Vegas, which is where I live, because that would be, I think that would be selfish, you know, because maybe someone will say, well, you could put, you know, like your office, and then you can take there your clients. And yeah, but you know, the truth is, the more people I can reach and get an impact in their lives, that's better. That's what I'm looking for, you know, changing people's life. So yeah, that's why I do this nationwide. We have phone calls. I'll talk more about it if you send me an email, give you more details and prices. So yeah, once again, coaching@rodsilva.com. I'll put somewhere around here. So, and also in the description, it's gonna be written down somewhere. So you can also follow me and subscribe to my channel. I upload videos like this explaining things. I'm also working on my book, which I'll be releasing hopefully in October. It was supposed to be released in September, but I have a mastermind at Costa Rica and some business to do someplace else, so it would be like pushing it like too hard and getting things just messy. So I'm gonna be publishing it in October, but meanwhile, I want you to start reading it and getting the most important and the foundation of this book, which is chapter 1, that talks about your mindset. Your mindset is the base and the foundation of your life. As simple as that, of your own life. That's it. Not even let's not talk about your business, your family. All that it's included here. Okay? If you don't have the right mindset, a positive mindset, a wealthy mindset, an affluent mindset, a strong mindset, you won't accomplish what you want, or not with the effectiveness that you would like to. Okay? So I'll be releasing those details next week, probably around Wednesday. I have to finish some details with that. And that's it, guys. That's all for this video. I hope you've got some valuable information that it helps with your daily goals and with your life. And I really hope that I can inspire you and motivate you to be better than you were yesterday, because that's my ultimate goal, guys. To me, it was really tough to get where I am right now, and I still have a lot ahead, a long way ahead to reach my ultimate goals. But to be here, it's tough. Even I'm maybe halfway there. Getting here, it's tough. Starting is the toughest part, and keep pushing. So that's what I want to do. I got help from mentors when I started this. That's the best thing that could happen to me. So that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to help you to improve, to live a better life, a prosperous life. And that's one of my ultimate goals. That's one of my whys, guys, to help you be better every day and achieve your dreams, your goals, and at the same time impact those around you with those changes that you will be doing in your own life. You'll notice how the people around you will happen either one of two things. They're gonna grow with you, or they're just gonna be pushed away. And that's fine, because you don't want negative people and people that's pushing you down. You only want to surround yourself with successful people, like-minded people, and people that's gonna support you and help you to keep pushing forward every day. So don't feel bad if someone starts pushing away or getting distant from you. Probably that's the best thing that's gonna happen to you. Okay, guys? So remember, once again, it's all about your mindset and how you think of your circumstances. And it's not the things that happen to you, but how you react to these circumstances, what makes the result. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for subscribing. Follow me on my social media. All the links are gonna be in the description below. And if you like to share this video, that would be incredible. Once again, the goal here is to impact as many people as possible and to make this a better world, guys. We need to focus on that. Let's improve this world. Let's make this world a better one for yourself and the generations to come. Catch you later.